Dennis Browning is a retired Saginaw police officer, having served the city of Saginaw for 32 years. He graduated from Douglas MacArthur High School in Saginaw Charter Township, but has been a city resident for over 44 years. Browning attended Delta College before becoming a police cadet in 1969. In 1970, he was promoted to patrolman, and he served in both the patrol and investigation divisions during his career. Specializing in crime prevention and community relations, Mr. Browning worked in the schools as a resource officer, served as DARE coordinator and instructor, filled the role of Crime Stoppers coordinator for Mid-Michigan region. Officer Browning received many police and community awards during his service. Mr. Browning was appointed to City Council in 2000, serving a total of 13 years, and was elected by the Council in 2013 as Mayor of the City of Saginaw. Mayor Browning currently serves on the 911 Board of Directors, MBS Board, Saginaw Riverfront Development Commission, and Urban Corps of Mayors. His community involvement also includes serving as past president of Can Council, former chairman of Peace Lutheran Day School, past director of the board of Family First Credit Union, current chairman of the supervisory committee for Family First Credit Union, and volunteer instructor for the American Red Cross. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Mayor Dennis Browning.
Gracious to be here today. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Thank you for believing in Saginaw and being here with us today. This is the very first time that I am going electronic, so we're changing. We're changing all the time. So I wanted to do that. Before I start, though, I have two very special guests that I would like to introduce. I'm very honored to have my two daughters join me today. I'd like to introduce Amy Zastro and Sarah Colbison. Would you stand? Truly a blessing for us. Well, good morning, and thank you for attending the 2016 State of the City County Address. And this is the year that the city goes first, and followed by Mike. And we just have such a good time, the two of us, with our presentations. And I'm certainly glad to have this opportunity. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting today's event. Now, last year, I was happy to speak to you about Saginaw. It was a place to live, work, learn, and play. Saginaw has come a long ways. Just a few short years ago, we were talking about managing decline, and now we are reinventing Saginaw. Community stakeholders can have confidence in the leadership of their government. This year, I would like to talk to you about the city's operations, the management, leadership, and the finances. As members of the chambers, each of you are involved in a business, and so is the city of Saginaw. Our business is providing services and increasing economic development for our city to prosper. Today I will speak about the operations in the city of Saginaw as a business. But first, please allow me to recognize my fellow council members who are present today. A business has a board of directors, the city has council members. Please stand as I introduce you. First, I'd like to introduce my right-hand person, Mayor Pro Tem Amos O'Neill. Larry Caloris, Councilman. Councilwoman Annie Bench. Councilwoman Brenda Moore. Councilman Damon Tibbs. Councilman Floyd Clock. Councilman Dan Fitzpatrick. Councilman Michael Balls. Thank you, council members. Give them a hand. Now, every successful business has a CEO, and in our case, we refer to our CEO as the city manager. I would like to introduce our city manager, Mr. Tim Morales. Mr. Morales. Thank you. The city operates like a business through the leadership of Mr. Morales and the department heads. With all those leaders and all city staff in attendance, please stand at this time. Thank you. The city manager is responsible for day-to-day operations of the city. The manager advises the council and carries out policies established by the council. In recent years, the city of Saginaw management and council have been focused on efficiencies, eliminate waste, consolidate departments, and determine the best outcome, both operationally and fiscally, for the city while still providing quality services. In the absence of a finance director, Mr. Morales continues to serve a dual role. Through his leadership and direction, we have been able to improve the finances of the city by reducing our expenses and eliminating the use of fund balance to balance the city's budget. We've been able to grow our fund balance from a low in 2013 of about $270,000 to almost $2 million at the completion of the fiscal year 2015. So let me share with you what the city manager and department heads have accomplished and achieved while achieving savings and operational efficiencies. Dennis Jordan, director of our human resources, and his staff have worked on several initiatives that have resulted in significant savings and reduction of expenses. They worked with the city labor units to perform an audit of dependents on our health care plan. The health care plan audits of dependents identified $275,000 in annual savings by removing ineligible dependents from the city's health care program. Ongoing annual audits continue to identify $10,000 to $15,000 in savings per year. The city has over 1,200 employees and retirees on the health care system, plus an additional 1,400 dependents, for a total of over 2,600 employees, retirees, and dependents to track each year. There were also healthcare savings experienced through collective bargaining efforts. The city successfully negotiated cost savings measures such as annual increases in deductibles, co-pays, and employee contributions. This resulted in the immediate savings of $900,000 per year. In 2015, the city outsourced the management of the police and fire pension systems. Through successful negotiations with both the police and fire unions, the city was able to outsource the entire administration and investment management of this system. This resulted in an eliminated reduction of $150,000 for our annual required contribution, plus a reduction of $160,000 in annual administrative costs. Our city clerk, Janet Santos, has worked on restructuring precincts and polling locations. This was accomplished with the help of a community stakeholders who were a part of a review team led by the City Election Commission. The Election Commission and the City Council approved the decision to reduce the number of precincts from 21 to 16, with 8 on each side of the river. The number of polling locations was also reduced from 19 to 10, with 5 on each side of the river. This restructuring will save approximately $10,500 per election. The city continues to reinvent its financial and operational management through realistic budgeting and proactive financial practices. Yolanda Jones, Director of Office of Management and Budget, has worked with city staff to overcome financial challenges and present a balanced budget to the City Council every year. The City of Saginaw has received 8 consecutive Distinguished Budget Awards from the Government Finance Officers Association. It has also been a recipient of the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report Award for the last 5 years. You bet, they do a super job. These recognitions not only reward management efficiencies, but also demonstrate the city's ability to build public confidence. Reinvention of our internal controls and overall management of our public sources is leading to the reinvention of Saginaw. Investment and economic development in Saginaw is on the rise. In 2015, the Saginaw Economic Development Corporation provided business loans through public and private partnerships totaling over $754,000, which created or retained 38 jobs in Saginaw. The city hosted several economic development events known as Saginaw Soup. These events provided entrepreneurs with opportunities to share business ideas, great feedback from leaders in the business community, gain access to resources to assist them in business development, and even win cash prizes. The City of Saginaw is seeking certification from the state of Michigan as a redevelopment-ready community. As a redevelopment-ready community, Saginaw development process will be accessible, user-friendly, and create a positive environment for investors, entrepreneurs, and businesses. This certification will demonstrate the City of Saginaw's commitment to its reinvention. Saginaw will be development-ready for future economic growth and positioned to be the place where you want to live, work, learn, and play. Reinvention is occurring on many fronts, though. In the spring of 2015, at the Crime Summit Symposium, the City of Saginaw presented results of Saginaw Valley State University's analysis of the long-term and aggressive process of reinventing Saginaw. Those results showed that reinvention is occurring every day and everywhere. Removal of blight has been monumental effect on several areas, including crime reduction, the creation of new development opportunities, and the restoration of the quality of life for our residents. Blight elimination through huge investment from city, state, and federal sources has put the City of Saginaw in a position where blight elimination will be a thing of the past and rebuilding will be the focus for all. Department of Public Works, under the leadership of Director Phil Carwat, has been very busy with several initiatives. You may have seen city crews working on the streetlights retrofit project. The city is replacing all existing high-pressure sodium lights with more energy-efficient LED lights. Total project costs are approximately $1.9 million, and calculated annual savings in energy upon completion will be $240,000 per year. The City of Saginaw brings recycling and yard waste collection back in-house. Estimated annual savings to the rubbish fund due to this transition will be about $250,000 to $300,000. Additionally, by bringing these services in-house, it mitigated some of the high rate increases issued by Mid-Michigan Waste Authority. The city was able to minimize rate increases for trash collections through this initiative. Other operation efficiencies have occurred through staffing changes. This past year, the city combined 2 positions into one. The maintenance and service administrator and the superintendent of water treatment and field operations have 1 supervisor for water treatment and distribution, allows more cohesive management of our water system, and also resulted in cost savings. Ongoing evaluation of staffing needs is not unique to the Department of Public Works, but is practiced citywide for operational efficiencies and cost reduction. The city's technical service area has also experienced changes. Jeff Kopsick, our technical service director, replaced the city's antiquated legacy management software for business operations with the enhanced and improved enterprise management software. This is done in the fall of 2012 with a 1-year implementation. The city was able to pay for the purchase in just 3 years through savings recognized from eliminating the maintenance fees associated with the legacy management software. This purchase and the transitions were completed with no additional expense to the city, and the city continues to save $75,000 to $80,000 per year. This essential technology initiative has resulted in the city having the best management software available for increased operational efficiencies in all areas of the city. And public safety continues to be a #1 priority of City Council and staff. Police Chief Bob Ruth recently announced this good news. Serious Part 1 crimes in Saginaw is again down, this time by 13% in 2015. The Saginaw Police Department has strengthened the partnership and coalition we have with the Michigan State Police, the Saginaw County Sheriff's Department, Saginaw County Prosecutor's Office, the Michigan Department of Corrections, the FBI, the Secret Service, the Saginaw County Central Dispatch, and other police agencies in Saginaw County to better serve the citizens of Saginaw. This partnership has helped reduce crime overall. Thank you to all our partners. A strong partnership has been built in the Saginaw Valley Police Canine Association, which covers all expenses of our canine program. The association also donated 2 additional canines to our city. The citizens of Saginaw now have 24/7 coverage with 4 canines patrolling the streets with their handlers to help fight and reduce crime. The Saginaw Police Department is one of the first in the county to use body cameras worn by officers on the road to document their interactions with citizens. This has helped strengthen the trust of citizens and makes the department more transparent to the community we serve and protect. And Project Safe Neighborhoods, or the PSN, grant obtained from the Department of Justice allows us to place 5 school resource officers back into the city schools on a part-time basis to help interact with the students and mentor them. They also have the opportunity to work within the city to reduce gun and gang violence. The Fire Chief Christopher Van Loo and the Saginaw Fire Department also have great things happening. In 2014, the department purchased and placed in service a new fire engine with no increase in its annual operating budget. Funding for the annual payments for this purchase will come from the cost savings made possible by the reduced maintenance costs for the new apparatus. Constant review of this type of purchase and expenses related to outdated equipment is the best way for the city to update its fleet. The Fire Department Administration also initiated an in-house training and professional development program. We are able to provide valuable training and professional development education to firefighters while on duty during their normal shift at no extra cost. It also allows the fire department to open up some of our training sessions to firefighters from other departments and to charge fees for their attendance. This training initiative provides our firefighters valuable on-duty training that was previously obtained only by sending our personnel out of the city to other organizations and incurring significant overtime expenses. The Saginaw Fire Department Grant Team is a dedicated group of individuals who have used their expertise and talents to secure grants while still functioning in their primary roles within the department. The department has been successful in seeking and securing over $5 million in various grants. These grants have provided funding to retain and hire firefighters. In addition, they have supported many suppression initiatives, trainings, activities, and equipment. For example, there were 2 smoke alarm campaigns where on-duty fire personnel installed 10,000 free smoke alarms in the homes of residents at no cost. The Saginaw Fire Department has received tremendous support from area businesses and other governmental agencies. In 2015, the department received a surplus 14-foot patrol boat and trailer from the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Law Enforcement Division. The Saginaw Fire Department worked closely with Saginaw Community Foundation to facilitate the transfer of ownership. Area businesses donated their time and service to make improvements and repairs to the boat. The end result was a tremendous upgrade in the fire department's ice and water rescue capabilities and improved safety for our firefighters. Due to the recent attention to drinking water in other communities, there has been some concern over water quality, treatment, and distribution. Let me reassure you that Saginaw and the Great Lakes Bay region still has some of the world's greatest water. Thank you for that. Now, we are fortunate to draw our source water from Lake Huron, and our professional and certified staff ensures that our water tastes good and is safe. Just like other types of infrastructures, investment in the future will be necessary to continue providing high-quality drinking water. Currently, staff proactively manages capital improvements of the system and considers the affordability of rates for our customers by reviewing rate schedules on a regular basis so that any increases are gradual in manner. I've spoken about city operations and how the staff is reinventing Saginaw from the inside out, from operational efficiencies and excellent management. Providing services is only part of our responsibility to the resident and the business community. The city must also increase economic development to fund these services. This is done by instilling confidence. The city of Saginaw is working today for a better tomorrow, ready and willing to assist our community stakeholders in growing Saginaw. Saginaw is working with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation to pursue a redevelopment-ready community certification, investing in marketplace making and collaborating with the Michigan Municipal League. We partner with Saginaw Future Incorporated for their economic development expertise and assistance. The city is committed to promoting business opportunities through tax abatements and the Saginaw Economic Development Corporation financial assistance. As the city of Saginaw works today for a better tomorrow, we hope you come join us because Saginaw is open for business. Thank you.
Mike Hanley is a lifelong resident of Saginaw County. He graduated from Western Michigan University, summa cum laude, in 1987, majoring political science. That same year, he was elected to the Saginaw City Council, where he served for 6 years, leaving in 1994 to successfully run for the 95th District State Representative. He served in that capacity for his 3-term limit as House Minority Leader in his final term. He worked as community liaison for Congressman Jim Barsha, 2001 to 2003, then returned to private life as an hourly employee at Delphi next year. In 2006, during the depths of the Delphi bankruptcy, he was elected president of UAW Local 699, where he showed his collaboration skills, working with local management leadership to save the steering business and the Saginaw site. Mike was elected to the Saginaw County Commission in 2008 and began the chairmanship in 2013. He's currently serving in his 3rd term in that position. Among his 24 board and committee and commission involvements are chair of the Saginaw County Economic Development Corporation, vice chair of Saginaw Downtown Development Authority, member of the Saginaw City Economic Development Commission, Great Lakes Bay Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Saginaw County Land Bank, Saginaw Future, the Dow Event Center Advisory Board, and the Board of Directors of the Michigan Association of Counties. I've seen firsthand how Mike has been committed to our city and our county and has helped in its revitalization. And he has been a champion of collaboration, which has really made great things happen here. He is also a small business owner of the Big Ugly Fish Tavern in the city of Saginaw. Mike has been married to his wife Susie for 24 years and has 2 sons. Please welcome Saginaw County Board Chairman Mike Hanley.
Thank you, Herb. Tough act to follow there. But you've done that introduction 5 times now, Herb. You must have it just about memorized by now. But thank you very much, seriously, Herb, to you and to the Chamber for hosting us today. I want to pay tribute to the Mayor, the City Council, and the Manager, and all the city staff here. It's a great partnership that's been going on for a long time, so it's a real pleasure to be here. After a great introduction like that, I just kind of can't wait to hear what I've got to say. So just to get things straight, my job here today is to talk to you, and your job is to listen to me. And if you finish before I do, just start clapping your hands and stand up, and I'll stop and go back and sit down. I want to thank a friend of mine that's become a friend over the last several years. As you heard, economic development is really my heart, and Senior Vice President of Saginaw Future, Tom Miller Jr., has done my PowerPoints for this is the 4th year. He does a great job. This year we were so busy that I didn't even have a chance to see all of it, and I'm not going to be able to see it on the screen today. But I'm sure it's going to be great. So anyway, thanks, Miller. We'll call each other by our last names. So before I get into this year's speech, I need to do a little housekeeping. Raise your hand if you were here for the 2014 speech where I named the dozens of places, top places in Saginaw County that should make us the envy of many other counties in the state. So most of you were here. Well, I forgot one. It's a very special place. It's the Big Ugly Fish. Is that slide showing now? And again, I want to thank you, Miller, because I can always count on you to do me proud. What? Oh, let me see. I just got a text. Miller! Well, anyway, it's just a joke. I'm sure there's going to be no lasting repercussions from that. It'll all blow over. At least I know the commissioners will always have my back. Are we done now, Miller? Okay. We wondered whether that would work or not. I'll see you there at 5 o'clock tonight, I hope. Now I want to introduce the county's elected officials, 15 in all, I think, in attendance today. As I call your names, please rise and remain standing until I've introduced you all, and then we can all clap and you can sit down. County Clerk Sue Kaltenbach. Public Works Commissioner Brian Wendling. Prosecutor John McCogan. Sheriff Bill Fetterspiel. Treasurer Tim Novak. Circuit Judge Janet Bowes. Probate Judges Pat McGraw and Barb Meter. And last but not least, my bosses. Carl Ruth will serve as the vice chair of the commission this year, following Sue McInerney, who served the past 3 years. So thanks for the hard work, Sue, and thanks for stepping up, Carl. We also have joining us Katie Kelly, Commissioner Cheryl Hatzel. Katie was one too, obviously. Commissioner Dennis Kraft, Commissioner Chuck Stack, Commissioner Jim Tyson. He's not elected, but he's a pretty important guy, the Chief Administrative Officer, Controller Robert Bellman. Let's please give them a hand. You might remember in past years, the mayor and I talked about a lot of the same things, and this year we both independently decided to focus more on the business of government. So that's what my speech is going to be about today for the most part. 2015 was a very busy year for our county government and in our communities. It was a labor contract year for the county, and I'm happy to tell you that 13 of our 16 collective bargaining agreements were ratified before the September 30th expiration of the previous contracts. They give 1.5% raises in each of 3 years if our budget stabilization fund doesn't dip below 5%. All of us on the commission are very grateful to our employees for their great service that they provide all year long. So all county employees, please rise. Please help me give them a hand. Thank you all for coming, guys. I'm happy to announce for the first time today that our 2015 books are closed and we are above the 5% minimum, so county employees will get that 1.5% this year. We balanced our 2016 budget without the use of reserves. Our assessed value rose by 1.3% last year, representing a turnaround from the slide that started in 2008. County Assessor Jim Totten projects that our values will increase by 2.7% this year, so we really have turned the corner. We had our first county board retreat in many years and adopted mission and vision statements, as well as a list of priorities for our controller to use as he built the annual budgets for the commission's consideration. The top 5 priority areas are addressing unfunded health insurance liabilities, funding economic development programs, continuing to reduce the crime rate, addressing the deterioration of our jail, and creating a unified, updated technology plan. I'd like to talk about those 5 priorities now. As I said we would last year, we convened our 35-member retiree health insurance task force. It includes representatives of the county's active and retired employees, labor unions, elected and appointed officials, and interested citizens. They met 10 times to study the issues related to retiree health care costs and deliberate towards recommendations, which they unanimously approved last month, and they go to the commission this month. Since 5 of our 11 commissioners served on the task force, it's a pretty safe bet that the recommendations will be pursued. The report contains several common sense cost savings proposals, and we plan to rely on the tool we use to address our unfunded pension liabilities in 2013, bonding. Our unfunded health insurance liabilities are estimated at about $127 million. We hope that, again, bonds will flatten our payments, and the investments we make with their proceeds will help to pay the cost of keeping our promise to our county's retirees. On the economic development front, We continued our strong support for Saginaw Future as their #1 contributor. Recognizing our important voice in their activities, the board voted to create 2 new seats for the city and the county. Fullerton Tool opened their new facility in our tech park. The Morley companies continued to grow by leaps and bounds by creating about 473 new jobs in Saginaw Township. Next year invested $70 million to create 300 new jobs, and GM announced a $50 million investment to retain 68 jobs. 7 more manufacturers like Saginaw Control and Engineering and Incal Technologies also made investments and created jobs. Where am I here? 8 companies invested in transportation and agribusiness, including FedEx's new 200,000 square foot facility in Buena Vista. And during 2015, the Prime Outlets created 50 new jobs and invested $1.35 million in its 145-store Birch Run shopping mecca. In fact, in 2015, almost 1,250 more people were working in Saginaw County than in 2014. Our unemployment rate has dropped by 1.1% to 4.4%, lower than the state and federal averages of 5%. On the crime reduction front, we continued moving in the right direction with a 38% decrease in homicides. Of course, homicide always makes the headlines for understandable reasons. One is too many, but for most of us, for most if not all of our lives, the figures have been within the high teens to the low 30s. I'm told we had 32 homicides in 2012. Last year there were 8. I believe that's the first time in my life they've been in single digits. We have so many brave and driven law enforcement agencies to give thanks to, including Sheriff Fetterspiel and Prosecutor McColgan and their teams working alongside the city and state police, along with residents who've stepped forward with neighborhood watches, tips, and testimony with no small credit owing to the innovative Saginaw Witness Assistance Program. We've made a special effort to encourage as many of these heroes as possible to attend here today to accept our gratitude and support in their goal of making each succeeding year safer than the last. Well, all the people in this room who helped to make Saginaw County safer last year, and I include Treasurer Tim Novak and the Land Bank on that list, please rise and will you please give them a round of applause to say thank you and keep up the great work. You make us very proud and we're very grateful. Blight elimination is closely tied to crime reduction and quality of life. Treasurer Tim Novak and the Saginaw County Land Bank partnered with the city of Saginaw and demolished 850 blighted structures last year. Over 300 side lots were sold to neighbors and 38 homes were sold to and rehabbed by new owner occupants. Tim continues to work in partnerships with local governments, churches, and other area organizations, and we hope for more resources to fight blight this year. Now, on the 4th priority, I appointed a special committee last year to discuss our options related to the deteriorating conditions of our jail. There are serious issues related to the staff and inmate security and compliance with law, which has changed significantly since our jail was built in 1970. We hired an architect firm that specializes in jails to conduct a needs assessment and feasibility study for ours. The firm presented 3 options to the board this fall: renovation and expansion, and construction of a new facility. Because of safety concerns, the new laws, the cost of necessary repairs, and major advances in jail design that allow safer staffing with a reduced guard complement, the recommendation was to construct a new facility on property adjacent to the existing one. Savings from the reduced staffing needs could pay for a substantial portion of the construction costs. The jail committee is still reviewing these options and has not made a recommendation to the board at this time. Finally, on the Unified Technology Plan, we recently hired a new director of the Information Systems and Services Department who is working to update it. He's Josh Brown. He's right here. Stand up and say hi to the crowd, Josh. This guy's great. He's going to do a great job for Saginaw County. Also, the judges have formed a committee of representatives from each of their benches along with ISS, probation, and other departments to assist in the selection of a new court software system. The Board of Commissioners has started using iPads to streamline communications and create paperless board packets. Saginaw Valley State University has volunteered to produce videos for our website that will provide a welcome and overview of Saginaw County to virtual visitors from around the world. And of course, there are a lot of other things happening that pertain to the state of the county. The Health Source Saginaw Board also had a retreat just last month where we approved revised vision and mission statements, a new logo, and a marketing initiative. New CEO Lisa Lapham and her executive team are focused on maintaining and expanding the high-quality services offered to serve the needs of the people of Saginaw County without requesting millages for operating expenses. We're just over 1 year into our 2-year feasibility study on the potential economic benefit of deepening the Saginaw River. A progress report on that study will be given at the Chamber's April Percolator Club. The Conservation Fund, in cooperation with U.S. Department of Transportation and other federal and local agencies, completed the Gateway Communities Initiative Action Plan related to maximizing the community benefits of the Shiawassee National Wildlife Refuge. Ours was the only one of over 500 wildlife refuges in the nation to receive this distinction. Saginaw Future and Delta College hosted tours of potential sites for Delta's new urban campus for the state legislators who chair their respective capital outlay committees, and we're hopeful that Delta will receive state funding in 2016 to build that campus in 2017. The $1.5 million Frankenmuth Farmers Market broke ground last year. The Saginaw's Farmers Market Plus will start construction in May and is on track to open in March of 2017. The Sheen condominiums in Old Town Riverfront Saginaw are going up fast, and the Bancroft and Eddy buildings in downtown Riverfront Saginaw are 85% occupied with 20 CMU medical students choosing to call them home. The First Merit, soon to be the Huntington Bank Event Park, got permanent restrooms provided by generous foundations and Herb and his gang. And we got this rebranded Red Room. Matt Blasey, where are you? There he is. Thank you, Matt. Great job on this event center and the event park. Our drug courts and friend of the courts started sending people required to do community service to our animal control department to help provide humane care for the animals and obtain marketable job skills in the process, a win-win. Our tech park received the first fiber optic ready designation in the Midwest thanks to AT&T and Gavin Getz, who's in this room today. Last year, Covenant Healthcare announced that they have become Michigan's first and only certified member of the MD Anderson Cancer Network, centered at the University of Texas. The network has been ranked in the top 2 cancer centers in the nation. This affiliation allows Covenant to bring new hope to local cancer patients close to their homes by providing access to treatment guidelines and best practices developed by MD Anderson. It's great news for our region and all of Michigan. There are so many other county agencies providing great service for our seniors, our parks and recreation, public and mental health, the event center, the other great agencies, including mosquito control. I told Bob Weezy I wouldn't say that, but I am. And community assets that you so generously fund with special millages. But there just isn't time to cover them all. So what's the state of our county? Our property values have turned around. Our unemployment is below the state and national averages. Our violent crime rate has reduced dramatically year after year since 2012. Urban revival is undeniable. Our healthcare sector continues to improve and manufacturing is strong. The county's government's priorities are identified and being addressed. My friend Craig Goslin told me a story a while ago that I want to share with you. As you know, Magic Johnson has traveled to Saginaw on several occasions to be a keynote speaker at fundraisers for the Saginaw Promise Zone. This program raises money for scholarships for students who reside in and graduate from the Saginaw School District. Craig asked Magic why he helps in Saginaw, a place where he's never lived, although one of his companies has the food service contract with the Saginaw schools. Magic's answer was the people of this area are unusually warm and caring, especially about children. I've told you in years past, of all the people I've met who aren't from here but upon visiting remarked that it's a very special place because of people like you. Just last week, retired Detroit Red Wings Yuri Fisher came here to play in the annual Shocks and Saves hockey game to raise funds for equipment and CPR training to save the lives of heart attack victims. He said, "It's just amazing everything that people in the area do to generate interest." So the statistics and the testimonials are in. They agree that the state of Saginaw County is great. This is my 4th State of the County speech and my last. I've tried to convey my optimism over the years and even solicited help from others to verify my claims that this county has something special because of you. I'll continue to be a cheerleader for Saginaw County as long as I'm able. But we need to do more than sing our praises to move Saginaw forward. We all need to work to make it even better every day, and every single one of us has something to give, whether it's an idea, an investment, or time for something that won't get done if we don't do it. And here's a key. The process of improving things from ourselves to our communities begins with imagination and expectation. We can never achieve things that we can't imagine. Professional athletes know that people seldom exceed their expectations or fall far short of them. As we imagine and expect more, we'll accelerate our progress in the constant reinvention that our county has gone through since its founding. I believe there is nothing in Saginaw County that we can not do. Finally, it's been my great honor and privilege as chair to work and speak for our county board and you, our citizens. Thank you very much. God bless you all, and God bless Saginaw County.